Live with Simon Chris Makanga. Friends, apologies for taking an inevitable break, but I believe it was all for a good reason. I love what I'm seeing in the background. And if you're new on this space, kindly give me that subscription. For those of you that have been here, thank you so much. Our special guest tonight is a radio legend. He's a father, he's a husband, and a media consultant. Mr. June Flexy, the man. It's a pleasure to have you on Live with Simon Chris Makanga.
Glad to be here. This is yours truly, the living legend, Bwana June Flexy.
I forgot to say that. The living legend. I really forgot to say that. The living legend. You deserve to be celebrated.
Sure.
My journey started in South Sudan.
It's true.
And that's where I made Mr. June Flexy, the man.
It's a long story, for sure.
Why did you accept to have a conversation with me?
Well, you see, it's like when you send your son to school. You go for PTA meetings. You need to make a follow-up. I remember Chris doing marketing. I remember Chris moving up and down in the heat and called sometimes. Yeah, even if Chris had no transport, Chris will go and bring you what you want. So I decided to make a follow-up to find out how somebody that I've been with for long is faring.
I hope I didn't invite you to edify me. But I'm so humbled that when you look at me, that's what you see. But also when I look at you, I feel so grateful that you're one of the people that believed in me. I didn't take, neither do I take it for granted at this moment. I appreciate you every single day. You and Aliyah and Mzee Akim, you meant a lot for me. Before you came on set, you were playing your recordings when you were on a 90.3 Classic FM, where you used to do one of my best shows actually.
Sure.
Lost in the 80s. Oh, that was a great show. You were playing your recording. What were you thinking about?
Yeah, it doesn't stop. Me, when I'm not in the studio, even when I'm at home, I still do my rehearsals. I do my presentation. I remember one time my little boy came in the room and said, "Daddy, whom are you talking to?" I said, "I'm just on phone." And that's what makes one to get better. Imagine one who happened to take maternity leave for 3 months and you're not practicing this. If you are to be reinstated, you feel you have lost some of the touches.
You feel like something is not right.
You are rusted. That's the term I always use. Yeah. I say you are rusted.
How did you know that you're going to be a radio presenter?
Wow, that's a very good question, Chris. When I was a little boy, and I kept saying that I want to enter in the radio. And by that time, there were no FM stations. The mother radio station that we all know of was the current UBC, which was Radio Uganda.
Yeah.
And we were listening. We were in Lozira. That's where we were. And then we went to the village. And whereby, picking radio, was a little bit difficult, whereby you need to pull the aerial, and you pull the aerial so that you can get clear signal.
Yes.
I used to tell my dad that I want to enter in the radio. Mm-hmm. But then my dad was from German because he was an engineer. He came from German with some small radios. And while people are not at home, I will try my best to open to see who is this person in the radio.
Mm-hmm. But you were looking for the voice.
I was looking for that voice, that person who entered in the radio.
Nice one.
So my dad was a tough man.
Mm-hmm.
He could beat me because I was breaking his radio. And he was listening to his radio like, you know how elders used to behave. During time for news, he's so glued to the radio and want to listen to news, want to listen to BBC and those days, you know. So I broke the radio and I was punished by my dad. To cut the story short, I became a DJ at a very tender age. That is 1986. In a nightclub, I was mixing for people, which was very hard, using tapes. I was so creative, even I could do what they call a road show. I put the music system in a wheelbarrow and I push moving, you know. There was a song, Pat Shange, South African hits were booming those days. It was a club known as, there was a Discipline, that is in Arua. And there's so many people who knew that area will tell you, wow. And it affected my studies because I was only in P3. Could I go to school?
You were a DJ.
Could I go to school? A little small boy.
DJ in P3.
Yes, a little small boy without creativity, pushing wheelbarrow. Like we see when a musician going to perform of late, they do road shows, isn't it? So and so is going to perform. Okay? And that's what I used to do. Before I go to where I'm going to showcase my talent.
Who was influencing you to do all that?
There was nobody. I was just myself.
How did you end up here?
I ended up there. It was a dream. And something I wanted to do with the passion. I love radio. 1994, there were already radios. I think 1993, if I'm not mistaken, I think the first FM station went on air around 1992, 93. So my best friend was radio. And my mentor, to say, I had a very crazy guy, and most people will remember him. He used to call himself the most handsome Munyoro. That is Alan, the Cantankeras. Exactly. So I could go to him. I befriended him. There was no phone at that time. I had no phone. There was no mobile phone. I befriended him. I could go to Capitol. I met him. Say, how can I help you? I said, I just want to become like you. He said, are you for real? I said, yes. So he sneaked me on a number of occasions, by the way. And his boss wasn't happy. That was Alex. May he so rest in peace. Yeah. So Alan could sneak me. And with the time, I gave up. So I could not go to Capitol anymore. So I then became so close to my uncle, who was working with the then Radio Uganda, that is Okumu Richard. So I could go and I could meet him. I did not tell him even the reason why I was meeting him on daily basis. But they could send me like office messenger, bring us that book. Can I send you, go and buy for us this and this? So they were sending me like office messenger. But smartness was my nature. I was very smart, and they would love to send me and say,
like you are, amen.
I think with age, it's kind of like
very
fading
smart.
off.
And humble. Oh yeah.
So anybody could send me, and at that time, most those men were aging up, so they needed some young blood, somebody they could send. So with the time,
and you available,
and I was available. So with the time, I could go and sit with my uncle. I sit with him. He sent me so I could sit with him in the studio. And finally, we started co-hosting because he knew with the time we would not be around. Sometimes he goes for field work and spend some days in the village. So he was wondering who will remain and step in that shoe.
Standing for him.
Exactly. So he needed me around. So we started like doing the show together. With the time he went to the field, I stepped in for him. So I started doing the show.
How was your very first moment on the mic?
The very first day.
That very first day.
It was crazy.
Tell me.
Because all I wanted in life, like I said at the start,
yeah,
I want to enter in the radio. So when I went on air with my uncle, I went back home. My dad saw me as I was entering the gate. He saw me, said, "Now you are finally entered in the radio."
What followed next?
I was just super excited.
Was
I
he
couldn't
happy?
explain. No, now he knew what the reason why I was breaking his radio. This is what the boy wanted. This is what the boy wanted.
You are looking for that man that was speaking on
He was an engineer, and he wanted me to be like him, to follow his footsteps, which I was like against. You know? Yeah, we had a rough time with him because he wanted me to emulate him.
So how would you watch fame?
I did not go into this to be famous, to be sincere.
But definitely when your voice goes out.
Exactly.
There,
I didn't go.
inevitably you become famous.
Exactly.
How do you deal with it?
I've been very simple and very flexible. You know, being popular, being a celebrity is not what I was driven to, you know. So I was not really going to become famous or popular. But okay, you know, when you do something good, you'll have so many people following you and you'll have so many fans, and that is me. But I don't want to become a celebrity because celebrity is a religion of its own. And I know how difficult it is, how to maintain it. So I don't want to be called as a celebrity. I rather be a servant. Because I think the biggest celebrity in the world is Jesus Christ. And I don't want to be celebrated like him. You can call me Flexy, but not a celebrity. There's a lot of, because when you become a celebrity, you will not even respect God. You will not fear God. You feel people should honor you. People should celebrate and respect you. I've been a station manager for 8 years, and nobody called me manager. Everybody who comes to my office call me Flexy. How are you? I'm fine. So I want just to relate with people in a very simple manner and not to be celebrated.
How do you deal with the depression and disappointment?
I'm a prayerful person. I go down on my knees. I pray before going on air and after. With the time, some people were wondering, why is it that I was ending my show with a gospel or inspirational piece of music? Toward the end of the show, I'm on my knees, I'm praying.
Wow.
And that helped me to cope up with all those challenges.
How old are you?
I'm 48.
And how do you watch aging?
Age is just a number. It's just a number. That's what I can say. Chris, I can assure you that some people who choose to grow older faster. They don't do exercise. The food they eat, they don't have enough time to rest. That will make you grow older faster. I have enough time for myself and my family. I try to balance work and myself.
What's your view about marriage?
Yeah, it's a good thing for someone to get married. You earn respect. You also, you know, everyone who is, you know, when, not just about respect, but also in our community, when you're respected, when you're married, there's a way you are looked at. You look exemplary, you look a leader, because nobody would want you to become a leader when you're not married. So what kind of a leader are you going to make?
If I gave you a chance to do this show for 1 minute or less, how would you use it?
Well, I will use it to have the intro of it, the body, and the conclusion in the best way ever.
You wouldn't want to ask me a question.
I will ask you a question in the body.
In the body?
Yes.
What would that question be?
What is your favorite food that makes you look this beautiful?
Even my wife knows. But that's a primary question.
Yes. As I mentioned Aaron before, the food should be taken seriously. The food you eat makes you look younger or older. What you drink will make you look older or younger. So there's some people who have no choice, by the way.
Actually,
they take
do you
any
know-
drink as long as it is beer.
Do you know we make 75,000 choices every day? Did you know that? 75,000 choices.
I'm here to
every
learn
day.
it.
But you waking up and go to the toilet is a choice. Brushing your teeth is a choice.
But I think there's some condition
Putting on
that
your
before
shoes and walk out is a choice.
Really?
Going to work is a choice. Eating breakfast is a choice. So by the time the day winds up, you've made average of 75.
Laughing is a choice.
Laughing is a choice.
So you can decide not to laugh.
And absolutely. And by the one people do not know is that we have the power to control how we feel and how we react to everything. Because we have that power.
That's true.
I could get annoyed with you, but I have the power to choose whether I stay angry or be happy. How would you deal with the disappointment?
Yeah, disappointment, you just need to calm down, because many times in life we have been disappointed. You're not going to say now that you're disappointed, you need to misbehave or you act angrily or you take away your life. You see? The disappointment in life, for a choice that you make that can make you get disappointed. The people that you interact with can make you get disappointed. Even mere going in the shop, the shopkeeper can annoy you, you get disappointed. So what are you going to do? Are you going to fire back at this person who annoyed
Get
you?
angry with the entire world.
Exactly. And that's why, Chris, in most cases in African setting, you'll ask me, Flexi, how are you doing? I say, I'm fine. But I may not be fine. So we simply cover. It's more of sugar-coated stuff. I'm fine. And that's why I like the song done by the group Boyz II Men called I'm Doing Fine.
Look into that camera and speak to the media personalities
Sure.
across the world in 30 seconds.
I will say they need to follow their heart, be law-abiding citizens, and be God-fearing, and stick to their words. You see, if you follow your heart and do the rightful thing, you'll be a rightful person and rightful citizen. I'm a journalist, and I'm following what I love most. I've not surrendered. I will continue doing what I'm known for, and I will want to support those who want to be supported, those who want to be trained. I have a lot of materials with me that I can train somebody to make that person even a better person.
Now we've come to the end of a live with Simon Chris Makanga. How I love it to be ended. Okay, I'm speaking to the living legend. Help me sign out.
Yo, you've been listening to yours truly, Flexi, and thanks for the time, thanks for listening, and thanks for following, thanks for watching, and I hope I will be back here again. The time wasn't enough for me, but I hope I will be back here again. And this is yours truly, June Flexy, and this is my month.
Thanks for the subscription and take care of yourself.